I hope it goes well, Chief. Welcome, family, to the Heart to Heart podcast. My name is Kagiso Joseph Kabelo. Um, thank you guys who have been tuning in. I really appreciate the support. Hey guys, I've never felt anxious like today. Um, yeah, man, yeah, I've never felt this anxious, but I hope what I have planned to say comes out in the right way and you guys do enjoy. But yeah, thank you guys to those who have been tuning in, to the continuous supporters, to those who are liking, subscribing. Thank you, and please continue to like and continue to share. Yeah, today this is episode 7. I'm giving you guys a glimpse into who is Kagiso. Where is Kagiso coming from? So that from here, when we begin to have guests and I begin to dive into different conversations, you guys have a picture of hore ntwananyane ke mang da, where is this guy coming from? Why does he think the way he thinks? Why does he act the way he acts? And why does he say the things he says? So yeah, um today I'm not starting with some code or something intellectual. I'm just gonna begin from the get-go, and this one might be slightly lengthy, but yeah, let's get to it, guys. Let's get to it. Hey, ito na imo nyana. Ito na imo. But yeah, who is Kagiso? And where is he coming from? So I think firstly, Hela, again, my name is Kagiso Joseph Kabelo. I'm the second born in a family of 4 kids. I have a big brother, Faith Kabelo, a small sibling, two small siblings. Yeah, Palisa and Prince. Yeah. So I grew up and yeah, I grew up in a strict family. Um, I grew up in a pastoral family. My father is a pastor, my mother is a pastor, and on top of that, my mom generally is strict. So yeah, that led to a couple of things, and it was also a result of a couple of things. I mean, so I was naughty. I was that kid who, I think I'm different from bana botlhe mo lapeng. I'm different from all the children at home, in the sense that yeah, I was that stubborn guy. I mean, I questioned a lot of things. I'm that child who'd want to understand why are certain things occurring. I was stubborn, and I just had so much questions. I would question, ke re ha o nthoma ke re kwa tlo go itse gore wa o roman wow wena wa o roman wa o sa re me fe wa o sa re me I think I had just so much questions, about why certain things occur the way they do. um so now imagine ngwana yo dipuo a kopane le motsadi yo bogale, a strict, or let me say a strict mom or a strict dad, um meeting up with a child who has a lot to say, you know but yeah, so that on its own, hella, firstly led to me not having an authentic relationship with God. It led to me not having an authentic relationship with God because, like I spoke about on the first episode, it was forced, man. It was forced. Yeah, it was forced because now, that thing that they say, for as long as you are under my roof, right? It's a statement, for as long. So it was a thing of harna choice, harna choice, on how, if I'm going to church or not. So um it led to me also normalizing living a sinful life, but still calling myself a Christian, because Sunday I'm at church, tamam, but I'm again Monday, I'm back, I'm scheduler, yeah, I'm that guy, and yeah, so the relationship wasn't authentic. I would sleep in church, you know. I would talk with my best friend outside of church. We would have our own conversations. So yeah, there was no relationship with God, if I could say. I mean, would pray, when there's something I know that no, I divert to God because that's all I grew up knowing. But in the sense of relationship, there was no relationship with God. I was remembering the conversations I used to have with my best friend Larona Gore. Because now they said for as long as we are in this roof, would go to church, it was a thing of, okay, nah, let's finish varsity, finish Form 5. When you arrive at varsity now, yeah, we stay off campus. Now we are not under your roof, mama. So those are the things we used to plan, and yeah, then God came into the picture early. Yeah, he came into the picture quickly. I mean, even him, I thought when I'm here, he's going to rebel. But it's funny that he was still drawn to God and all. But yeah, I can reverse let me take it slightly back. But all this now, me being different and now being forced this relationship also led to me being rebellious. Like I was never at home now. I was drawn to the outward, the outside of the house. I wanted to always be kwa ntle ga lapeng. You know, at some point I remember I used to question if my parents are my parents. I don't know if some of you guys have been there where you're like, mara mlara batho ba ke batsadi baka. Like for real. Yeah, you wonder nyana. I questioned it, but on the other end, people are there like, hey, Nana, you look like your father. And I'm like, so if I look like my father, then this is real, If I look like my father, it's real. Now, what's up? What's going on? Yeah, you start wondering, what am I really, if I'm that kid, but I'm still feeling this way, then what's it? What's really the problem here? So yeah, I ended up now falling in love with the with the outside of the house. I mean, I remember I used to also question the quote, you know, there's no place like home. And I'd be like, there's no place like home. Leraya, what do you mean? Then I also ended up giving it my own definition. I started now defining home as the family you create on your own, not the family you're born into. Wow, so it's, yeah, man, it was a moment, man. It was a moment. I mean, I was that child when you come home, you wouldn't find me home. If you find me home, it's either I'm arriving or I'm leaving. So yeah, that's a glimpse into the Kagiso at home growing up. Kagiso at home growing up. Now it's primary. There comes primary. Primary was an okay time. I think there's not much I could say about my primary years. I knew it because I think you don't know much, but I think one of the key things about my primary at Lokwen Day Spring School was I stood out in soccer. I think that was one of the, what can I say? That's when now soccer stood out in my life. Or now, Mara, I'm gifted, I'm talented. There's something I'm genuinely in love with. Yeah, that was the beginning of my soccer journey from standard 3, standard 4, standard 5, standard 6, standard 7. I actually remember standard 7. I got some certificate for, I think it's the best in the under 17 team, best in the school. Me and some guy. I think his name is Otladisa. But yeah, I think that was my moment. I think that was the beginning of my soccer journey. But besides that, people say I was naughty. Was I? I don't know. Probably. I guess sure, but probably. But not naughty, Mara. Like that. It was told to Mara. Like it was a bit, man. It wasn't that much. It was an okay naughty. But yeah. Now I shift to Nanorang. I shift to Nanorang. Now Nanogang was actually a great time for me. I really loved Nanogang because it built it created a family atmosphere. Yeah, it created a family atmosphere because now stuff like who's cleaning your class, we are the ones doing it. And if we're not doing it, we are the ones beaten. So we were held accountable for the maintaining of the class, the maintaining of the school at large. So because of that, we are always together. I mean, classes again, Keronabao, we are together. Break time, we are together. Study, we are together. I mean, literally the whole day we are spending time together. So now that's when I began to feel attached to to the outside of the house, because now, mind you, in that moment I feel not accepted at home, I feel not loved at home. And now here I am, I'm gelling in with the community. I'm making a name for myself, and the people who genuinely love me for me. you know so yeah, that's when the name Kejo began. It wasn't from one. When you arrive into a government school, people have those names, and I'm like, Mara, what's mine? And I think someone says they gave me the name, but we'll leave it like that. That's when the name began. That's when the name Kejo began. I wouldn't say I was famous. I wouldn't say I was famous, but I was known. Just there, like, yeah, I was known. I think mostly for my soccer, because now I would play amongst all these classes, on top, at the bottom there, like the class above and the classes below would also compete amongst each other. And yeah, it was a beautiful moment. It was a beautiful moment. um yeah, I think that's when I really got to feel in touch with people. I think that's when the attachment began, because there's no one who's judging me, there's no one questioning me. Yeah, I mean, would get into trouble, but I'm not alone. We are together, so it felt okay. It felt okay. But and how was it? I remember in that moment, I would wish to spend like more time with my friends than be at home. Meaning, after school, we're eating. There's something called magwinya in Botswana. Fat cakes. Fat cakes. Yeah. So we'd eat them with soup and potatoes there while chilling after school. And those are moments, and those are moments I really cherished, and I still do cherish them till today. Mara, yeah, it's nice until now. People want to now go home, and you're like, hey, I was enjoying it, man. It was kind of nice here. Like, where I'm going, I'm not happy. So yeah, I think also when you think of it, you'd like look at the time and be like, ah, I also don't want to be questioned when I get home for real. What was I doing, and stuff. So yeah, let me just leave. So if school ends at 4, half 5, we're going to catch the school bus, the public transport, we fly home. But in the midst of having that beautiful experience in Nanohang, one thing that affected me was lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. Especially regarding my, you know, I know now it's beautiful, it better, but yeah, I was so insecure about how I looked, because puberty was doing the things, man. Yeah, it was doing the things. I was filled with pimples. Yeah, yeah, it was bad, man. It was bad. If you had to see the pictures also for to, yeah, 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 you wouldn't even want to listen to me now. Yeah, they were quite scary, if I should say, scary. Yeah, but yeah. So that led to, when I look back, I realize on I realized that how we perceive ourselves at times um, influences how we carry ourselves, who we have around. Do you see where I'm going? And to be blunt and honest, it influences the people you engage in with, the people you date with. So, not that the people I dated weren't okay people. Um, let me not call it dated. Let's say flirting. I get jola. Mole as jola mole. Mole ke nice time. Mole ke yeah. We are growing up. Um, I went to them not based on I genuinely want them, but because I'm like I'm not handsome, then these people are probably in my level. You get it? It's a thing of okay, no wait, that upper class is not my things because of how I look, so let's play around here. But don't get me wrong, not that those people were bad people. I mean, if I were to go to them now, the just cause is different. Then the just cause was degrading myself. But if I go to them, it's a different thing. It's the heart. It's deeper than that. But yeah, I began to now put myself in this bracket, you know, and now there comes the twist. I moved to Legae and I'm somehow now appreciated for how I look. People like how I look. But you know. But yeah, that's it's a different thing for me because now I'm like, wait, I thought I'm ugly. Now, wait, Zala, what's going on? You know? And yeah, you see, that's when my Instagram began. That's when my Instagram began. I started opening an Instagram, you know. By then I'm still confused now. I'm still confused, but I just liked pictures, you know. And now people are very busy, like, hey, Mfanak, hey, and I'm like, for real? So my confidence was affected, and it now became something I carried, and it's something I'm still dealing with now. I think that's why I can look into the camera direct. I'm a look there, I'm a look there, I'm a look there, then come back there. Yeah, it's something I'm still dealing with, but yeah, it became now something different. It became it was something I wasn't used to, you know. Um, but you know, something I'll talk about, you know, one day is the power of your environment, the relationship between your environment and how high you dream. It's something the shift from Nanohang to Lehai taught me. Yeah, we will be, I think probably when I come back from the next three guests, it's probably something I'll try speak on. The power of your environment, the power of your environment. Yeah, in relation to how high you dream. Yeah, I hope you guys learn a lot in that one. But today I'm not trying to teach anything. I'm trying to share a story. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm venting. Yeah. So yeah, that's how it was. That's how it was. Now this is Legai. Legai o tletse ka makete, you know, and I'm not used to makete. People there are serious about school. And me, I'm there, I'm that kid who wants to enjoy. Yeah, I mean, we can learn, but I want to enjoy, you know. So, yeah, Lega is a different atmosphere for me. People, actually, my friends thought I'm going to become now an English guy when I get there, but still remained me in that atmosphere. But now that year became one of the the toughest years I've ever lived. Personally, it was one of the heaviest years. I think that was 2021, because now I began to people. I was judged, if I should say. People began to treat me based on my outward appearance. So there's something about staying in an environment too long, if I should say. So Nanwahang, you know, gave gave me this appearance, like how I walked now was giving Gavi student, how I would tie my shoelaces, how I would iron my pants, everything, how I would put my tie, the length of my tie, literally everything was giving Gavi student. So now I step into this school, and they begin to not only judge me but treat me based on how they perceive me, based on the interpretation they're getting from seeing me from afar. And you see it with your, for example, I just arrived Mosgela, I'm new into the school, but I find myself now getting into trouble. And it's not because there's evidence, but it's because they assume I'm the one who did the thing because of how I carry myself. So I got into trouble that same month. I was put into something called, is it Orange Book Kanaki? I think, yeah, but some funny name. I'm put into that clan. Um, something came up again now during the year. There's no evidence, chief. There's no evidence. But again, because of the assumption they have in their minds, of me, I was given the blame. I was given the blame. Yeah, 2021 was a moment for me, man. 2021 was a moment for me because now I'm writing statement after statement. If there's a drug issue in school, even though I'm not involved, because of the assumption they have of me, I am now involved. So that means I'm writing a statement. You understand? And I remember one teacher was on a call with my dad, and he's like, Kagiso is one of the suspects in this case. And they say to my dad, if Kagiso is not the one who has done this, then one way or the other he knows who is involved. So I was now being put into such positions where it's like babatla won't use. They wanna use me for information. Hey dog, 2021 was a moment. I remember at some point I've never really cried in school. Even at home, I don't want to say rare, but it's not easy for you to catch me cry, or yeah, let me say cry, because yeah, I think that's how we are as generally madoda, as men. We don't want to show that side. But I remember being told that, chief, next year they're going to expel you. I mean, I'm in Form 4, I'm going to Form 5. My brother has been in the school. My parents have never came to school because of my big brother. I just arrived, chief. Huh? I just arrived, I just learned. My parents have paid a lot of yeah, my parents have paid a lot of school fees. And I'm being told this guy is going to be expelled. You try speaking to the teacher. and he blames you like, say, even if you speak, it's chai. And reality hit, and I'm like, yikes. What am I gonna tell my dad? On the other end, there's no evidence, Mara. I'm being pinned onto something I have never really done. You know, it threatened my friendships because now, for example, my close friend didn't want to find herself in monitoring, you know, and now they're threatening her to be like to pin me on some stuff, so she's free, so she's not into trouble. So it affected now also the relationships I had now. Now, when all this is happening now, it's building me with anger. I grew up with anger, and I grew up rebellious. Now in this space, I'm being filled with anger now because I'm like, you guys are pinning me on stuff I haven't done. You guys are blaming me for stuff I haven't done. There's no evidence. Lanjaja. You know, you're concluding based on what you see on the outside. And I began to now have some rebellious attitude now. I began to be rebellious most long. I didn't care about school, you know. Yeah, I didn't care about school in that moment. It was a thing of, I'm just going to school for school. I would sleep in class. When lesson is done, we move. And it felt okay because in that moment, I'm like, I can't continue with this. It was a thing of, no, I'll just hold on until my Form 5. I'll find a way of bomber clutching that exam and passing it. But hey man, it became worse. It became worse. It became worse. Anger and being ill-treated in school. Teachers have like labeled me with, you know, with a certain bracket. I remember this at that time. Some teacher came to my locker to search it. You know, not that I have done anything, but just because they can. So yeah, man, these things led to me having anger. I was disrespectful now to teachers because I'm like, no man, now no can more especially because I'm coming from a government school. Government school, but they don't tolerate funny jazz. So I'm there also on this on Morita Benza war le nna ke go letlela ke tsewa hela yaka. Wow, yaka motho yo e leng gore ga se motho. I mean, a teacher would come in and open my locker and scatter it looking for drugs or whatever it is they were looking for. They don't find it and they don't care. They just buy. And negative school no blind. I would pack my stuff neatly. And you just come in and you're ruining my stuff. Hey man, I had so much anger. So much anger. So now because grades are going down, my parents then put me into some tuition center. The tuition center ke a fitlha da, same story, judging me based on my outward appearance, banjaja. Yeah, the hate in that place began to rise again now because, like, what can I say, they were judging me, dog. They would look at me in a certain way. Have you stepped into an environment and how these people begin to carry themselves changes because you have arrived? Get out of wonder. So bakanya gore ke logodu. Do they think I'm a thief? Do they? I would wonder in my own mind, like, who these people think I am, and what's going on in their minds? What do they think? What can I say? You just be there wondering, hela gore, what's the conclusion these people have about you? And because now, imagine I'm shifting. In that moment, I don't feel accepted at home. I don't feel loved at home. I've been drawn to the outside, and Nanogang was the perfect place for that, because I moved away from home, and I'm loved outwardly. I'm loved by the outside, but now the new school, Legae, is not creating an atmosphere for me to be loved. It's to me to gel in, or for me to create a family, to create my own definition of home. Now I shift to a tuition center, and it's doing the exact same thing. It's doing the exact same thing. It's ke ke kubiwa kwa lapeng, ke kubiwa ko sekolong, ke kubiwa ko tuitioning, and literally these are the three places I'm currently at most of my time. Because in the morning I'm at school. After school, I'm at tuition. Tuition ends around maybe 6. I'm again at home. And now all these places I don't feel accepted in. I don't feel loved in. Wawan. Mind you, now anger is stimulated, which is now being expressed in different forms. At home, it means I'm now being aggressive. I'm angry. I'm ready to justify myself. I'm ready to fight. It was becoming so. It was becoming much, man. I had so much anger. Now, at tuition now, you find that because I feel like, okay, now also these people don't accept me. I mean, it's not something new. I then began to do, after my classes, whilst I'm waiting for transport, I would go for a walk. You come from a walk, they start questioning if you're doing drugs out there. I think one thing people probably don't speak about is how sometimes being put or pressurized, or them putting you under a bracket of something leads to you sometimes doing that very thing. Sometimes being put into a bracket of something, kana ona o pateletswa selo, at times, most of the times, leads you to doing that very same thing. And yeah, that's something I won't talk about today, but someday, man, someday. But yeah, I mean, I'm living now in that atmosphere of my emotions are up and down. I don't feel understood. I'm in my own corner. And I mean, some of you all probably relate. You can understand how it feels to be put into that position, into that corner, into that space. And teachers also now assume, because of what they have in their mind, how serious is school. And in that moment, you are genuinely trying. Have you tried? But things aren't just making it happen. Like, and they conclude, ngwana serious. No, ngwana serious ka school, ngwana serious ka life. And in that moment, you are genuinely trying. You are genuinely trying. In that moment, you are being compared to bana ba malapa mangwe. At home, you are being compared to ngwana kana o ntsana. Why when o sa nna yana? Ngwana wa nkwa bua, he doesn't respond back when talked to. You are responding when you're being approached. When this child is sent to do something, they go. You don't. Why? And in that moment, you can't explain it. But when you look back, you realize it's because of all these things that we're carrying in that very same moment, you know, and articulating it in that moment became very difficult to say. It led to anger, jealousy. Because he's now being given that image of he's the rightful child we all should strive to be like. And in that moment, I'm like, he is not all that. In my mind, I mean, it's just a 2-year gap. So I'm like, hey, Sejo, you know. But yeah, man. Now from 2022 comes exams are coming. You're trying to make these marks make sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to come down in Yana. I'm trying to come back in Yana, engage with you in Yana, Yeah, these are things we don't talk about much. Yeah, these are things we don't talk about much. But yeah, but again, back to what I was saying, in that moment now, I have pressure. I need to get my marks up and about if I wanna proceed and go to varsity. So I'm trying to balance them, try to do the things, not make sure, Now with English medium, it's a thing of if the whole class passes, the teacher gets a bonus. Now, if you are amongst those students who will affect the teacher from getting that bonus, they make sure you drop that course. They find ways of making you drop that course. And which is something I picked was different between Nanohang and Lehai. In Nanohang, it was never about the bonuses. Because majority of us are, not majority, we are scattered. So it means there's a child who's not doing well, there's a child who's average, and there's a child who is doing well. So it's evenly distributed. So you can try remove Banaba because also you understand if Mwanasa Paseha, where is he heading to? Who is he going to become? What kind of father is he going to become? So the government school was more focused on nurturing that. It was more focused on grooming all of us at our different ends. I think maybe I was blessed to have been given the best teachers or the best teacher, Mem Mike Nabatu, who tried grooming us in our different spaces. Yes, I mean, you're probably not doing well, but Wanaka, it's possible to do well. And as a result, it's something I didn't mention, but I really performed very well in my Form 3. Very well. People are even shocked. Schedule. Lara schedule venne. Yeah, there was a lot of talk. Like, yeah, and that was good talk. It's talk we don't mind having. But now when it's talk about the one stuff that were happening in Nanohang, in Lahai, now becomes a different story. But yeah, now teachers here, even if you're at the verge of being in a good range, man, they'll remove you. So I had to drop stuff like not history. I had to drop computer science. And what's funny is the exam before I dropped, or before the meeting, I had passed. And I only received that paper after the teacher said I should drop. And in that moment when the teacher said I should drop, it was making sense. Because I mean, failure. But what's funny is the work I was putting to try improve was really, it was bearing fruit, man. It was bearing fruit. So now here I am being challenged, being told to drop courses, not courses, subjects, sorry. Drop subjects, and yeah, it was a moment. But yeah, these are moments, man. We don't forget. These are moments we learn principles. These are moments we learn a lot from. You know what I mean? The people at the teaching center are now a group of people I now hold very close to my heart, from the staff, the teachers, down to the students. Those are people I hold dear to my heart in this current moment. um those are people I hold dear in this current moment. Have I forgiven the ones at Lerai? Yeah, sure. It's something we deal with. Have I dealt with the anger in within? Again, it's something we work on. I think when you strive to live a godly life, sometimes you forget these parts that we need to deal with. And that's what God calls us to do. God calls us to now, like, give him these parts of us, so he works on them. He wants that anger. Yeah, probably now, because you're going to church every day, every Sunday, every midweek service, you are forgetting that part. And the thing is, that part will always express itself when push comes to shove. When it gets to its maximum of holding in. Because the thing is, it's like bottling in. You can bottle stuff dependent on how long it will take to get full, but it will eventually explode. So it's something I also see currently. I could think I have dealt with my anger, but something could push me, and I realize that, yay, I still have anger. I'm still short tempered. I'm still this, but it's things we work on. It's things we work on. The effects of feeling always judged are things we carry, because now we always look at people with that lens of, yeah. You see probably also things like that teacher thought of me. It's, yeah, it's things we carry. But yeah, the things necessary. I think it's something that has stood out for me, in this whole experience, is don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Never judge or treat someone based on the perspective you have from how he carries himself on the outwards. The funny thing is, sometimes people don't even realize that that's how they're carrying themselves. I mean, for example, because of government school, subconsciously, how they carry themselves became a part of me. I didn't realize I was expressing it in Lehai. So never judge a book by its cover. One thing my pastor here said, in one of the gatherings we had, Abu Rona, was, because he understands where God took him from, because he understands where God took him from, he will never treat someone based on the situation they're in now. What do I mean? He even if you are drinking now, he will never treat you based on the drunkard you are in the moment, because he understands what God can do when he comes into someone's life. Because of his life, God came into his life, and now he is the man he is today. He understands that this same person could be changed in this very moment if God could be added into the equation. If God could fill up this guy's life, if God could become present, or if God could shine his light onto this child. Wow. And because of that, he would say stuff like, even if you're probably in the club today, he will still love and embrace you. Yeah, he'll still give you that mic to preach. Not because what you're doing is good, but because he understands what we can become when God is full in within us. So now if all of us could begin to look at people with the lens of God, with the lens of God, with how God perceives us, or how God perceives people, it would not only carry peace, but because now if I treat you based on who you can become, catch this, not who you are now, that means I'm gonna look at you and treat you based on the potential you carry. So that means if you have potential to be an A-star student, I'm not treating you based on the E you are currently getting now, but I'm going to treat you based on the A-star student in within you. And as a result, you begin to now, you are pushed now to reach that A-star we see. I don't know if you get me. So meaning that now all of us will be pushed out of our comfort zone and will be pushed to become better beings. Better beings. So I think that's why it really went or hit me hard last on the first episode when I said God can genuinely change your story. Ah man, I think I would not, I don't think I would ever say it enough or properly, man. But I'm a living testimony of how God can literally change us. Hey, but wait, nah, man. God can literally just change your story, man. I mean, teachers are telling you drop is chai, and waleka mfanaka waleka. It's not make sure, man. A teacher tells you that because of your reference in the school, it's impossible for you to go abroad. And Yasheba, no. Yasheba now. I'm trying to laugh Marhobotoko. But I mean, I look now and there's a song that says, see what the Lord has done. See what the Lord has done. Like, I then look where he took me from. Yeah, I know I'm not yet done. I'm still being cooked. But where I am now, man, is something that is worth making me celebrate and give God the glory and the adoration. Because I understand where I was. But back, I didn't want to try teaching this in this one. But if we could all begin to look at people, I included. We sometimes tend to judge people, but if all of us could begin to look at people with the lens of God, man, this world would be a better place. And if you're there and you feel judged, man, there's a song that has been released, Yare Jesu Untekani. Seek God. Default to God. Don't default to the world. Don't default to other things to fill up that void of not feeling understood. Seek Him, for in Him it's enough, or He's enough, or lekanya man. Yeah, pinyele mo maemong otlhe. He's still enough. Seek Him. Tell Him, God, this is what's up. Haban understand mara. Kya tshepa hore wena one understand man. Yeah, when I want to understand the Braji, one understand the Brakod. Yeah. Tell him. And don't allow people to, or how people perceive you, or how people define you to Don't allow how people define you to become how you carry yourself. If people judge you and see a failure in you, don't allow it to become who you are. If people see if people see a thief, someone with no vision, someone who doesn't care about life, and you starve, maraski, hey, man, I have a vision, I am hungry to live, and you know that's not who you are, it's fine, let them be. Don't allow them to define who you are. Don't allow them to define who you are. Don't allow them to define who you are. Yeah, I think that's the slogan for this episode. Yo, sorry, I just saw a car pass by and I looked. Yeah, but don't allow people to define who you are. Yeah, don't allow people to define who you are. Don't judge a book by its cover. So, have I healed totally from everything that has happened? I'm still working on it. Yeah, I think I'm still working on it. The friends that the tuition center, I mean, we cool, we good. But what about the teachers from Lehigh? Am I good with them? I don't think so, because I'm waiting to go and step there and show them what God has made me become. They said I wouldn't go abroad. Here I am carrying I don't know if I would do masters. I don't want to lie to myself, but here I am carrying an international certificate. But maybe I should lose them. But it's things that hunt you, and I think that's why they say most of the drive we have is out of the past experiences we have. You know, your mom didn't make it, now you want to make it. You grew up not having food, you grew up not having this lavish lifestyle. Now that's what is propelling you to succeed. Not because you genuinely want to succeed, but you want to attain those things you never got an opportunity to have growing up. Well, one, you grew up being told you're a failure, and now you want to prove to people that you aren't a failure. And because of this, sometimes how we even define success is now then ruined or changed because of the very things we want. Now, because we didn't grow up having money, we want money. And now we then say success is having money. You see, so now our definitions of success are not from within, but it's because we are responding to that lack of money. If you grew up not being able to get hands, when now when your aim is now getting hands. Your aim is sleeping around with different hands. And for you, that's an achievement. That's something you perceive as successful, being successful. And it's out of you not have been given that opportunity, or out of you not, probably you didn't get that opportunity to do those things, you lacked it. Now you are hungry to prove that specific point. And I'm speaking to myself that the drive I have should not be out of me wanting to prove a point to people that I have made it, but it should be from within. People aside, what is it that when I do that specific thing fills me with joy? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about my childhood, man. But I mean, I'm a jovial guy. I'm a happy guy. I think I'm weird. It just wouldn't be seen. But yeah, that's just about my childhood, man. I'm still a people's person. It's things now that have become a part of me, you know. But it's actually in this island when I'm learning to enjoy my own space. I never, like I said, I would always be out in. But I'm on this island. At some point, I stayed in a one-room apartment. So if I'm not at school, if I'm not in class, I'm alone. Um, if I'm not going to work, I'm alone. If I don't have plans for the weekend, I'm alone. So I learned to fall in love with being me and enjoying my own space. And it's something I'm still learning and it's something I'm still working on, you know. But yeah, I'm trying to think of something I probably skipped. Um, Even if I skipped it, man, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't. But that's about today's episode. That's about today's episode. I think I wanted to give you guys like the past three episodes. I think the first was the current situation I was in, which was the identity, and the episode that dropped last week Friday, which is about the relationships I've been trying to maintain, ever since I've been here, which is family, which is um friends, which is, yeah, which is also, yeah, romantic, intimate, whatever they're called. Yeah, the relationship is you. And now I just wanted to now give you like a general overview. And I think I tried. Do you think I tried? I think I tried. Yeah, I mean, I got into it deep at some point, but you'll forgive me, but I hope the what God wanted me to say has been said, and people find healing in this. People find healing in this. People are challenged to live better. People are challenged to do better, you know, and people are given a glimpse into the possibility of God transforming someone's life, and in it, you seeing that it's possible for Him to change who you are currently and make you become that which He sees in you. There's so much power in that phrase. The lens of God, how God perceives us, how God looks at us. But if you guys do you have something you want me to talk about, please say it in the comments. Um, just to give a general overview, last year again, I got to get deliberate with my walk with God. It became genuine. It became a me thing, not for my dad, not for my mom, not for pastors, or not because people are going to want to know what am I doing, what am I becoming, but genuinely because I wanted to know Him on a personal level, not on a congregational level, not on a relay level. Yeah, I know Him by my Father, but it's something I have been working on, and I'm still working on for Him to reveal Himself to me, for Him to reveal Himself to me, and it's been a beautiful journey. I'm experiencing His love. I'm experiencing His guidance. Even just like any father, He corrects you at times, and I'm experiencing it. Like you think what you're doing is right, and you feel that thing within, or hey, papi, that's not the location to be at, and you learn. you are getting to understand his word even more. And I apologize that I'm not sorry. It's gonna be expressed even in this podcast at times on how probably I would have seen something in the Bible and I want to share it with you guys. But yeah, my relationship with God is now my relationship at home. I believe it's okay. It's okay. It's beautiful. I think they're also getting to understand that Rahola, we are growing up. I'm looking forward to, not really looking forward, but I'm very curious into how it's gonna be the next time we meet physically. I don't know, are there gonna be conversations we need to talk about that we have never really talked about on a mature level? I don't know. I'm genuinely looking forward to that moment. Um, but yeah, I really wanted to just paint a picture of who is Kagiso, what is Kagiso about, where is Kagiso coming from, and we now begin to journey where is Kagiso going. As I've written down in the biography, Kagiso is a young Motswana who is exploring his passions in a journey of becoming. So now, because you have a picture into who Kagiso is, I believe I got to become authentic and real with you guys in these past episodes. Probably I was not as funny here, or I wasn't as jovial here, but you have a picture of who this young man is. And now, when we begin to now build upwards now, from today now, we have the next 3 guests. I'm not yet confident who is coming first, or not. I have names, but I'm not really sure into how the sequence will be. I pray the Holy Spirit leads me in the right way, but yeah, expect guests in the next 3 episodes. Then I'll be back. So I'm looking forward to some questions from you guys that you'd like to hear my perspective on, and we try deal with them, but with love. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you have made it here, thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. I don't know how long this is, but I just really wanted to take time on it and close the chapter. Close the chapter. But yeah, man. Don't judge a book by its cover, fam. And till we meet again, man. It's one love. Hato ko yang. So that, wait, did I wink? Yeah, danko fam, danko gazi. Yeah, ke le rata kakhulu, blind straight. Do take care, and this was your boy. We don't say that here. Schedule signing out.